Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching the Hairstylist Blog TV. In this video we're going to show you a really quick and easy way to do a soft, elegant style using knots by tying the hair. It's going to take under 5 minutes. Basically what we're going to do is tie everything into knots, sweep all the hair back, and make a really soft and elegant style that's perfect for weddings and going out on the night. So check it out. Okay, so the first step that you want to do is you really want to divide the hair from front to back. And then what I did is I divided her hair down her parting, and I took these sections as well. So you have 3 sections here. The first one, the second one, which is going to be a little deeper of a side parting, and then finally the last section here, which is all the back. We're going to work with a boar bristle brush, and you're just going to want to start to smooth out her hairline, and that's a great thing if you want to prep dry and blow her hairline dry as smooth as you can. That'd be really, really great. And then just start to take her hair and get it into somewhat of a ponytail form. We're not going to put the hair into a ponytail, but we are going to put the hair into a form of a ponytail, meaning that's right where we want to begin our style. So once you start to smooth this hair down, you don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose at the same time. So what you see here is kind of perfect. Once we have that hair where we want it, we're going to move on to our next step. So the next step, what you want to do is you want to split the hair in half, and then you just want to tie it in a knot. So you're going to take your hand here, and you want to tie the knot from going underneath. So you're going to grab it from underneath, and make sure you get it as smooth as possible on the ends, and then you're going to go straight down with the knot. You don't have to worry about it being like overly perfect. I think sometimes a little messy is perfect. So just get a nice tension to it, and then we'll just secure it. You definitely want to use a black bobby, and then just get it in the hair as tight as you can, and that just kind of secures it. So you see my hands aren't there anymore, and one bobby pin secured this whole style. So the next thing, we want to start to kind of form our second knot, and you can see there's a little bit of like a gap here in her hair. So if I don't want that, I can definitely go through and hide that, or I can take a little brush and just start to pull up on this, and that starts to hide that gap. So the next thing we're going to do is just tie it again in the same manner. We're going to come through, pull the hair in a knot, twist again. I want to move my knots out so it makes it a little more elegant. And then once again, we're going to use just one pin. Always put the pin where your finger is, so place that pin right in where the finger is, and then you can see that hold it. And then I have the option to leave this down or kind of tuck it in and leave some straight bits. I want to leave some straighter bits. I just think it's going to look a little cooler. So I'm just going to start to take these pieces and bend them into my style. Okay, so once we pin that right side, we're going to just move on to the left side, and I just want to leave a little more kind of elegance to this and just make it a little funky. So I just wrapped that piece that was sticking out. Once again, I'm going to use right where my finger is as my guide to where my pin goes, and just place that pin right in. I'm not worried right now about this pin showing because we're going to use this hair here to loop in, and that will hide that. So this really sums up the back and what we have going on here. You can see it's messy, it's not overly perfect. It gives it like kind of a I did it myself kind of look, but still a little more polished than that. So let's move on to the front. Okay, so what I'm doing first before I move this whole section over is I'm just giving it a light tease or back combing. I'm using just a basic teasing back combing brush. I'm just doing slightly a little bit at the base. I don't want a lot. I'm looking for a lot of volume with this. This is totally an option here. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to do it to give it a little more height at that parting or the bang area. And then I'm going to use the back of my brush, not right on my brush, but the back, just to kind of comb all this into place. And then I'm going to swoop this piece over and tuck it into the rest of my style. Okay, so now I'm just kind of finding that point to which I want this hair to lie. I want it to look nice and smooth, and I want it to flow into this style, but at the same time, you know, I do want it to have a little bit of separation. So I'm just finding those points to which I like it. You can see it creates a nice like little swoop there. I'm just going to take a bobby pin and I'm going to hide it by tucking it and pulling it through. These bobby pins are going to hide in her hair really, really well, so I don't have to worry about, oh, is that going to get shown or anything like that, but it's really going to hide in her hair, especially when we're finished. Just going to find the pieces to where we want to stick it or put it in there so we can get it a little more style out of it. I'm just going to loop that around. I like the way that looks. If you think it's cheesy, you don't have to do it. We'll tuck these pieces in just to give them a little more flair. Cool, and then we'll move on to the other side. So now we're on the second side. It's a little bit more hair in the sense of it's going all the way down. The bang I had in half, as you saw. So what we're gonna do is, I have two options here. I could keep this a little sleeker and a little more of like a swoop, or I can go through and create like a little bit like a twist braid or some form of like a braid. I don't want it to be so much of like a pleated braid or a braid, so I'm just gonna take the hair and lightly kind of rope it as loose as possible, just to create something different. You can see it puts a little more of an intricacy to the style. And then let me just turn. And then I'm just gonna place moving on to a hairpin now. Not so much of like a bobby pin. Just gonna place a hairpin right in here and just let that hold that. Then I'll start to kind of loosen this up and open that somewhat of a braid up and place that in. The rest of these hairs, I have the option to do what I want with them. I like these straight pieces just kind of being flowy and movable, so I'm going to leave it. And I'm just going to pin this in, and that pretty much sums it up. I'm going to use a little bit of hairspray to this, and I'm going to polish it, and then I'm going to show you the finished look. Alright, great. So this is the finished look. As you can see, everything's kind of swooping in towards the back, and everything has a really nice kind of polished, elegant look to it. But honestly, it took 5 minutes. It was so easy, just tying 2 knots and tucking in the pieces where you want them. You don't have to do the same exact look either. You can take it and do something completely different. I'm going to string it back the other way so you can get a nice shot of it. And that pretty much sums it up. So thank you so much for watching, and check out some more videos. Hairstylistblog.com.